This is Sports Chat with Nat.
Oh, it didn't do it for me.
Okay, welcome to Sports Chat with Nat. You know what? I forgot. I've been forgetting to say, hit the like, subscribe, follow, whatever you see, do it. Hit it. Hit it. We need y'all. Y'all doing real good on YouTube, Facebook, pick it up, and my other Facebook page where y'all there, but comment and replay watcher. Say replay watcher. Say hashtag replay. So anyway,
Hey,
then,
y'all.
hey y'all, listen. We get the housekeeping out the way, the greetings, and that's Master T. I'm Nat. This is Sports Chat with Nat. Listen, it's already March in 2025, and it's almost time for March Madness.
I don't know about that. I think we already in March Madness on more ways.
It's already it's March Madness. We got stuff going on in the NBA, NFL. Listen. Okay, where to start? Where do we start? First of all, we will get right before we logged on the air. The subject of the NFL Combine came up.
So let's start with my favorite. Our favorite subject, of course, is the NFL. So NFL Combine came on this past weekend. For the first time I actually looked at it. I don't think I ever, usually once Super Bowl ends and I watch the parade and maybe some analysts, I usually don't hardly ever turn into NFL Network like I normally do. Every once in a while I kind of go on to it, but I don't know. Maybe I was up super duper late getting off and I didn't have anything. I was like, oh, what's the watch? And then I saw it. And I was like, oh, let me sit and actually watch it. And it was actually pretty interesting. And then to also how they would go back to like some of the people who did it. So they show like Josh Allen's throw. Like how he had one of the longest words. They, who was it? They did like a side by side with somebody or like kind of screen on top of somebody who was like running like the 40-yard against like Patrick, which he did a better job than Patrick on. But also Patrick tweeted too and said, please don't put my hologram up for Gets It. So obviously that made them want to do that. So, and then you also got a chance, even though I kind of in and out of it because I was watching it super duper late, so I was like going in and out of sleep. But then like the interviews with some of them, and you kind of get a better understanding, like not understanding, but it's almost like a preview of what draft day is in a sense, I feel like.
Now, someone said to me that it was like a cattle call. Parading them. What was the purpose of doing? What is the purpose of doing the combine? Hasn't their college career and the tapes and everything shown everything that you need to know at this point? I say no.
I was going to say the same thing. I say no.
I say no because, first of all, the 40-yard dash, you don't get to see open speed in the game like that. Two, a quarterback throwing you a pass it's always a 50-50 chance whether you're going to catch it, but the combine is set up strategically. You should be able to catch the ball, bottom line.
Well, not only that, but also to showcase how far can your quarterback actually throw.
Right, but as far, I was thinking receiver-wise.
Receiver-wise, yeah.
Receiver-wise, but quarterback-wise, yes, how far can they throw? How quick do they release the ball? What does their footwork look like when they are not under pressure?
Right.
The only pressure is the mental pressure of being in the combine, okay? So, and then you get to talk to them. Can they hold a conversation? Can they speak a sentence? Now, I'm not saying you got to give them an IQ test, but can they read? Can they read the playbook?
So, okay. So, guys, I don't know if some of you guys know, but one of my favorite shows is All American. I love me some All American. who that 5 6 Spencer James on there, Dale Ezra, I don't know. But anyway, so there was it last season? I think it was last season.
Okay.
They had it where he was trying out and he was going for the NFL. And they actually had a day where he went into the combine and they showed like different interviews and stuff. Now, I don't know how much of it is true with it, but there was a part of it that I really do think that part is true, because they went into like, they were asking him questions about his life, like, because obviously we dig a little bit, but you know, these people, they go even further in depth, so they want to see their background of like how was it, because like in the show he was raised by a single mom, and then all of a sudden like his dad came up and all this other stuff, but they asked him and said, well, how do you think you adjusted as your mom was single? Oh yeah, didn't your coach like end up dating your mom? Like they went in depth to try to see if they could break them and stuff. But I think I remember watching on the Aaron Hernandez story the same thing, that they go in depth to try to, like, it's almost like a psych test, but also to see, I think it also in the sense of how do you speak under pressure.
Yeah.
And when people are kind of trying to test your buttons, because obviously at the end of a game, you're not happy. And you know they're going to ask you a question and say, well, it's your fault, possibly. Or see if you take accountability for what you've done and stuff like that. And, you know, so.
And I also think the combine gives them a chance to, if it's just like an interview. So if you go to a job interview, you're trying to get a job with the NFL, you got to go to an interview. And you refusing to go to the combine, to me, says, I'm too good. I don't need to come in for an interview. I think that's too arrogant and too cocky. I don't care for it.
But also, I think, sorry to cut you off with it, but I also think it's a way of seeing like the coaches also can see, like, are you going to gel with our team? Because they already know with it. Because the interview, obviously, you're trying to get them, but they're trying to see, oh, okay, well, who do we may need to move around possibly if we want this? Or like, do you think their attitude, their background is going to gel with that? I mean, it's 50, there's already a 52, 53 man roster and stuff. You already got pretty much that. And of course, you're going to be moving things around throughout that. So you have to see who's going to gel with your team. You don't want this newbie coming in here thinking like, oh, I got this. Good and well, like.
Every job you go to, I don't care where you go, if you don't fit in with the staff and the team that they have, that's why they got probationary periods. If you don't fit in, bye-bye. Bye-bye. So I think the combine is necessary. Mm-hmm. I think a couple of folks that I haven't seen in their first couple of seasons, their attitude, I think I would have taken a second a thought about bringing them on my team. I'm just saying. Mm. So anyway, but that being said, Travis Hunter talking a lot of trash. Now I ain't gonna say trash. Let me back that up. Let me use another word. He's not trash. He's talking a lot about being able to play two-way, like he's the first one to ever do it. Now wait a minute, Deion did it, so don't go there. Come on, don't go there. You should know that better than anybody else. So why are you acting like you're the first one to ever try to do it? Now you're the only one recently. You're the only one recently trying to do it. But things are different now. Just like they showed that stat back a few years ago, a lineman weighed 200 pounds. Now they weigh 300 pounds. Mm. So there's a difference now than back when Deion was playing two ways.
People are also like faster. The game has changed a lot.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah. All that. So it's like even.
So yeah. So but now listen. Staying with the NFL.
Oh, we talk about
there was breaking news today
all the breaking news. It was a lot of breaking news because
Breaking news today. Your favorite, well, one of your favorites, highest paid running back in NFL history.
Did I miss this?
Saquon has been awarded.
Actually, that was your favorite right now, but
yeah, Saquon has been awarded. I think it said 78 million over 2 years.
He deserves it.
And look, that's more than what he made his entire time in as a Giant. So
they also said I think they might end up making a what's that thing? A statue for him in Philly. So
listen, he deserves it. Wait a minute, I'm trying to see how much money it was. I had it up, but then I didn't print none of this stuff out because it's just been but yeah, it's guaranteed, but it's more. Hold on. I know I saw it. But anyway, yeah, he's making more. Because a couple of years ago, they were debating if running backs were worth the money. They were talking about them like they were disposable, like they was paper plates. Just use them and throw them away. Get you to the championship and just throw them away like they were some Dixie paper plates or something. No.
He has a 2-year contract extension worth $41.2 million in new money. The deal includes $36 million guaranteed with $15 million more in incentives.
Yep. And it showed a graph on one of the clips I saw from last year till the end of this contract was a total of, I think, 78 million. And his whole time in Giantville was like 20 or 30, something like that.
Yep, I just saw that. He got like 20 million, I think, in Giant.
Yeah.
Hey,
he deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it. Not only is he an outstanding running back, he's an outstanding man, a teammate. They say he's an awesome teammate. I read quite a few things that he said he was going to do when they won the Super Bowl, and he did it exactly like he said. And there's some nice clips floating around of him spending time with his children on the sideline. His daughter drew him a picture, and everything. So he listen, he deserves it all.
So speaking back to running back to Super Bowl, right?
Come on with it.
Somebody earlier today, and I was getting some stuff done, and we just started. They were an Eagles fan. We were talking, and they were like, obviously they was like, "I'm sorry, you're a Falcons fan." I'm like, I was rooting for you guys though, so whatever. But the interesting part was they was like, "Yeah, I fell asleep in Super Bowl because they threw that game away." They was like, it's been a lot of interesting debates now with this, now that I've listened, and I was like, oh, nice little spicy tea that they was like, the Chiefs definitely threw that game. Patrick is the fall guy for this because now they keep on saying all this stuff with MVP and stuff, like, oh, he's not great anymore. But I had to ask myself, but why would they do that if we've already been doing this three-peat thing? And it was like the reason why they did this the way they did is because they don't want him to be they don't want him to be better than Tom.
Of course not.
And I'm like, but he's already better than Tom.
But see, they try to manipulate the stats and show the graphics that they want to show to try to show that he is not as good as.
But he is very much. But
I know.
They said
we know that. We know that.
But what made it worse was the fact that they were like, which I did say, and I'm like, yeah, that was a bad Super Bowl because now it feels like this is where I don't like when it comes to when they want to say people are throwing games and this is when things are rigged, because now you take away from the champions who've actually put in all their hard work into it and they really playing hard for it. Because it was like, if you look back at an interview for what Jalen said afterwards, and he just said, dang, what did she say? He told me that he said that he pretty much was like, they didn't play hard. And that's all he wanted to like leave it at.
Who didn't play hard? The Chiefs didn't play hard?
Yeah, like Jalen said in his interview about it, like kind of like in a sense, like this wasn't even a real game in a sense. Like I'm happy I got
when you are on the field, when you are fighting with someone, you can tell when they really fighting.
100%.
You can tell. Because if I'm just sitting here and you talking, I'm like, yeah. But if I'm like, yep, I got something to say too, I'm in it. But you can tell when somebody ain't in it. And the way they ran up them points on them, they knew they weren't in that game. That game was over in the first quarter. I said it. I said it live on the air. It was over in the first quarter.
It's sad because it's like you don't even, like, they couldn't even enjoy. I feel like with this problem, then, yes, they have the championship, but then it's almost like the same thing of like, well, was it really a real game to really watch for? Like, I don't want to say did they deserve it, but it's like some of the stuff now you end up saying like, well, if the Chiefs would have played harder, I feel like the Eagles still would have won, but I don't think it would have been as a big of a blowout like how it was. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, but you know what happens. The first game of the season of opening night is going to end up being or somehow either if it's not week 1 on that first Thursday night game that we see, it's going to be another week in there where the Eagles and Chiefs, and that's going to be the game that we really see like, okay, this is probably what the game would have been like.
Yeah. Because now we're going to immediately see AFC Championship game again. And now they're changing the rules again for the overtime.
Oh, God. What is it now?
Now, even if the first team score a touchdown, they still get to possess the ball again. So they play the full
college rules now?
They play the full quarter, the full time. So before, so before, if you flip the coin,
right,
and you win
right,
the toss and you get a touchdown, game over. Right. Now you flip the coin, you win, you just pick whether you receive or kickoff, but everybody play the whole quarter. Because even if the first team get a touchdown, the next team still get a possession.
Oh, so even if it's, because before it was, if you were the first team and you get if it's a defensive play like a safety or a pick six or whatever, or a touchdown, the game is over. But if they got a field goal, then the people you keep going back and forth. So now they're making it where just the whole quarter is being played.
I think that's what's on the table. I told you, didn't I tell you that overtime game was going to, they were going to change the rules again? I told you. I
forgot which one it was. There was multiple overtime games last season that were really good that you were like.
I told you they was going to change it.
I was like, they probably need to change it. But I remember, I forgot which one it was, but it was a game that you was like, they're going to change it after this one because
it's too much. And it was another rule I saw, a possible rule change with the kickoff.
Again?
Yeah, I think to the 35 I read.
How many times they gonna change the kickoff rules?
Because they claimed that was so much more exciting the way they changed it. And I saw another rule, but I don't know what it is yet. But guess who I met today? I met a former NFL football player, a football player that was actually instrumental in getting instant replay done.
Really?
He's an educator, former educator, this corporate, this, that, everything. He was very instrumental in getting instant replay.
Oh, wow.
So I'm setting up an interview. He's long-winded. Oh my God.
Well, guys, we're gonna end up learning a lot. Then he's an
But
educator, so what do you expect?
but he is very adamant about education, athletics, but he was very instrumental in getting the instant replay done.
Oh,
And it was another big thing in history. And he said, "You see my work, but you didn't know it was me." And he'll tell us about that. And it was so big, I was like, "Oh my God, that was you?" It was something really huge. Yeah.
oh
So
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
his name is Anderson. Last name is Anderson, I believe.
You forgot his name, didn't you?
Wait a minute, here it is. Hold on.
You guys, she forgot his name. She was somebody big and she forgot his name already.
Christopher Anderson. Christopher Anderson.
Christopher Anderson.
Yeah,
Well, that's a very.
Christopher Anderson.
I'm
He's
looking at
he's you know how Maya Angelou Angelo it looks like Lou, but it's low. Angelo, you know how when she speaks, it's very profound and it's very intellectual, and when she speaks, you just have to listen. He's like that. He's like that. I can't wait for us to talk to him. And we got a couple other interviews lined up. But doors have been opening so fast, people.
Which we kind of had an idea. We were talking about this when we were at the play. Some stuff happened and we were like, okay, I think this might be it. So you guys keep watching us. We
keep watching.
Got something good this year coming on. So
it's some stuff coming. It's some stuff coming.
Yes, because literally season 5 in a sense. Yeah, this was when NFL season started. It'll be season 5 of this, right?
Yeah.
5 go live.
5 and 25. And you know, we're learning, and there's some things that we'll talk about off the air, but people are watching us. People know that we know what we're talking about. And we did very, 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 very well with our predictions last season.
Oh, yes.
I really need to do the stats on that, but we did very, very well.
Especially on that week that I got everybody perfect.
Everybody perfect. So
I didn't even know, you guys. I was just like, pick. I'm at work and they tell me, I'm like, what? I got all these right.
Yeah, but and some of the games we got the perfect score. But we don't be just guessing. We be saying, okay, they're going to get this touchdown and this and this. So we're not just guessing, people. We are really strategically looking at the team, looking at how they play, looking at how they played the week before. We're looking at the injury list. We're not just haphazardly just.
It may seem like it.
It seems like that, but we're not.
Because we be on a spot and it's like, oh, especially me, because I overthink and I really think like in depth, like, well, who's this? And you guys know I play fantasy football, so I'm also thinking at the same time, like, well, all right, they just, if they're on on the questionable list, or if they hurt already, it was like, okay, something may have happened in the middle of the week. Who's coming back from, IR? It's a lot of different factors. And sometimes some things are not until game time decisions. There are times I wake up and I'll be like, we'll have a prediction, but then all of a sudden I'll wake up and I'll be like, yeah, today I'm really thinking that this game is going to go different. Or while in the middle of the game, I'll be like, yeah, this is definitely going to be totally different than I expected. So.
But yeah, so we're excited. We didn't get to go out live this season a lot because I was working on the play. She was working all over the place, all up and down in Georgia, all over the place, South Carolina, airplane. She's everywhere. But look, so hopefully next season we'll be able to do more. Now, basketball season, I will be going out live because it's a little easier to go out to the spots because it's not
I
the.
was about to say, there's also like 100 games, like over 100 games in basketball versus football is only like 18, 17, 18. But I hope Vanessa does this, puts it out there. So even though we didn't go live at the beginning of week 1, because it was the Steelers Falcons game, me and Vanessa, we were out at the game and we did get people interviewed and stuff. So
Yes, we did.
hopefully she'll put it up for maybe the beginning of the season, or maybe like now since we're in postseason of saying like what we kind of were doing in it. So
okay, so now and another thing for the NFL season next year, just kind of throwing it out there, we want to do a little bit more of actual sports fans, coming on live with us, joining us. I've had one Steeler fan join me live on the air while we were broadcast. Yes, one of my classmates did once. So, but we want to do more of that. It's not too hard. You can do it. We have to get that. I believe I was on Facebook or Instagram, but we can do it. We can still do it on StreamYard. So we want to do that as well. But now, moving forward to the NBA.
We didn't even talk about all the free agencies that happened.
Wait a minute. Didn't I just say wait a minute? Didn't I say wait a minute?
That's all right, too.
Wait a minute. Now, I'm going to say this and get it on out the way before I...
Are you talking about Devontae that we already know who was... No?
No.
No?
I want to talk about real quick how the Steeler players said that Tomlin is not listening in the locker room.
Oh.
They graded the team, the ownership, the coaches. They gave Tomlin a moderate something. He ain't listening. Did not say he was not paying attention to that locker room.
Yeah, you did.
I said it. The players were not listening to him. They weren't paying him no mind. It was going to hit. Even his press conferences were different. He acted like he was so detached from the locker room with what was going on. I knew it. I said it. I saw it. I felt it. The players said it out loud. They wrote it on the survey.
Wow.
He not listening. He not listening to the locker room. That's what, and this is what I said to one of my subscribers that I talk to all the time. Remember I said that the end of the season, when they losing all of these games, is something wrong? He not paying attention to them saying these practices are too hard, something like too many injuries. He not paying attention. Yeah, you got a one-track mind to win, but the way you doing it, you're not winning and you're not listening. And a good leader has to listen. Because when you're up here and the people on the ground, the boots on the ground, they see what you can't see.
Yeah.
Just like the quarterback under center can see the defense at a different angle than you on the sideline.
Yeah.
So it's different. Just like on the basketball court. You on the sideline, they can see something different over here on the left that you can't see because you on this side.
Yeah.
And all the other players is in your way, in your view, and they see something on it you can't. That's why when the coach would be like, oh, don't shoot that, don't shoot it. Oh, okay. Because they can't see that opening that you see on that side. You see, so he not listening. And I repeat what I said. It might be time for him to move on. As much as it breaks my heart.
I was about to say, you don't even believe that. Like, you over here like, I want him to move. No, you don't.
I do, but I want him to
make the changes, but
make the change. You say you ain't scared to change. You say you're not scared to do what you need to do to win, but you ain't doing it.
I don't think he wants to, because if he moves on, he will be the first Steelers coach to ever like leave and not
Well,
retire.
if you ain't gonna move excuse me, if you're not gonna move on,
They
then
gonna fire him, then that means he will be the first Steelers
no,
coach
no.
to be fired.
What I was giving to say is that's just like being in a marriage and you know you got to go to counseling or the marriage is over. He need to go to counseling or it's over. Go to counseling, make the changes, listen to what the players are saying, listen to what the other get rid of the coaches that didn't produce. Look at the stats. If the stat sheet, listen, look at the stat sheet. If the stat sheet ain't giving you what you know you need to be a championship team, get rid of. If the offense don't look no better than it did with Matt Canada, get you somebody else. Get you somebody else. But make the changes and show the players that you are serious about making the necessary changes on your level. This is the analogy I just got. Now we all know that there is organic, name brand, and generic. Chef Boyardee is not the same as Equate spaghetti sauce. I don't care how you fix the spaghetti sauce. You can put all of the onions and the mushrooms and all of that you want to put, the exact same ingredients. But if you got Chef Boyardee and you got Equate, you got two different things. He has got to really listen and realize that he can't keep doing the same thing. You're saying one thing and doing another. You can't keep doing the same thing and you can't keep dressing it up like it's the real thing, and it ain't. It ain't working. So, with being at the Steelers, Najee was so frustrated last year, he let it slip out several times in his interviews. They're shopping his little hips around. Now, the reason I don't want them to shop Najee, every time I look at the stat sheet, you got 50 running backs on that sheet. Where's Najee every time I look?
Isn't he at the top? Yeah, he's at the top.
He is right at the top in the top. If he ain't top 10, he in the top 15 out of 50.
Like he's at the top, so
he's in the top 15, and he's had over 1,000 yards each season, and has not missed a game. Why are you shopping him? Why are you shopping him? Because he tell you like it really is, or because you don't want to pay him? Either way, you wrong. Either way, you wrong. Now, no, he doesn't have a breakout game or breakout runs every game, but with the right offensive coordinator, with the right offensive line, Najee and Jaylen Warren together would be explosive with the right play calls. And if Najee, when he hit that hole, doggone it, you can't go through a hole that ain't there. The offensive line coach has got to learn to make a hole, make a path. He got to learn how to teach them boys, take this one out, take that one out, do something to create a hole. I mean, if I can draw it up and figure it out. Listen, you seen the lady, the mama on social media teaching her baby how to play football in the yard?
No, but I bet it's really cute.
Honey, it's beyond cute.
What she doing?
She needs to be on somebody's team.
She probably is.
No, she just teaching her son in the yard.
Oh, that's what's up.
With a raggedy, what you call them? A fence, metal fence.
No.
Just listen. When I tell you, when that boy make it, it's gonna be because of his mama. She teaching him all of the clear fundamentals. They need fundamentals on that line so that they can open up the space for Najee because he's a big back. Jalen is a little back. He can go under, but Najee big, that he need a bigger hole. That's all there is to it. Okay, so they shopping him around. They're not getting rid of that George Pickens. They say they're not getting rid of that clown. They're not getting rid of him. Woo!
Well, look, in other news outside of Steelers news, DK Metcalf requested trade. He's like, I want to leave Seattle. They also let
Cooper
go.
Kupp.
Cooper
Kupp.
Well, we knew that one, but I was gonna say Tyler Lockett.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They let
They
go of
clean the house over there.
They cleaning house eventually.
But they old. Ain't they old? Ain't they in their 30s?
I mean, this is DK. DK Metcalf been with them for like 6 years, and then Tyler Lockett's been with the Seahawks for like 10 years. And then, oh yeah, Max Crosby over here talking about some.
He gone.
Huh?
He gone. He left. He was with the Raiders, honey. He gone.
No,
where he go?
He's still not that. I said Max Crosby, the defense edge for the Raiders. You know, he got the blonde hair. He's like one of the best defensive ends. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I thought he got.
No,
he got paid.
He got paid $106.5 million extension, making him the highest paid non-quarterback.
Non-quarterback, okay. Oh, I see it.
Yes, but also he said having Aaron Rodgers on their team would be legendary. And I just want to say to this statement that the Jets thought the same thing. The Jets said the exact same thing. They said, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers, he's free. Let him come over to us." And he was a complete disappointment, still in the dark. Devontae even said, "Oh my God." Now, wouldn't that be a hilarious thing that Devontae left to say, "I want to go where Aaron is. I want to go where Aaron is. I want to go where Aaron is." And then they sent him there, and then they was like, "Bye," because he just got cut. And then wouldn't it be a little a little ironic if Aaron ended up going to the Raiders? So what's Devontae gonna go? I want to go back to the Raiders. I want to go back to the Raiders. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. He should have stayed his butt there. But
I don't think they'll take him back. But
I also don't think that.
Why don't Aaron just retire?
Aaron wants
to. Is that too much like right? Is that too much like right? What is the problem?
He wants to retire on top because if you think about it, when you say Aaron Rodgers' name,
on top of what?
I'm about to say this.
On top of what? The ladder?
No,
the ladder on the side of the house? On top of what?
He wants to win with a Super Bowl because guess what? Tom retired after he got a Super Bowl. Peyton retired after a Super Bowl, and that's what he wants to do. Them names always go behind each other. It's always Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton.
But the difference is they could still play.
I mean, I didn't say all of that part, but they can
still play. It looks horrible.
Well, that's what he gets for staying in the dark all day. I mean, look at the people.
He looks horrible.
It is statistically shown that most people who live in darkness are not very happy. They're usually suicidal and stuff like that. Sorry, people in their lives. And then, all that stuff. They're usually a little bit more higher levels of depression and stuff. He wanted to have, a week long? Or was it a month long? Week, 1 month, whatever it was. A long period of time in the darkness trying to figure himself out. And he didn't gel well with the team or anything. So, once again, I think if the Raiders decide to go after Aaron Rodgers,
no,
it would not be I don't think it would be good. And speaking of going after quarterbacks and stuff, in Falcons news, you guys, You know, the biggest big question mark everybody's trying to figure out is how y'all gonna do all this salary cap after you just paid Kirk Cousins last year and
All that money. What y'all gonna do?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that junk
And
out.
he can't even play.
I can't even. I'm still trying to figure out. But guess what? Raheem Morris came out the weekend, put on a little nice little Falcons thing, and said, "No, Michael Penix Jr. is definitely our quarterback."
Of course.
I'm like, well, duh, we all knew that. Shouts out to you, Michael. But and then also they started talking about our free agents and my two favorites. Well, I won't say two. My favorite of them all that I'm like, ooh, we better keep him is Tyler Algier. And as everybody knows, when at the game, if you ain't giving it to Bijan, you give the ball to Tyler. Bam, giving me first downs. Then my other one that needs to absolutely we need to trade him, send him on his way is Kyle Pitts, number 8. A nice little tight end. Yes, Kyle Pitts. Yes.
You think?
I think I know this. Let me tell you why. Kyle is not. No, he's not giving anything. Kyle will sit there and run and jog. You know how we used to be talking about how you're supposed to be running full speed? This man will jog to things. He will look and be like, oh, that's me. The only day that tight ends and the only day that he really balled out was tight ends day, which for some reason all tight ends end up deciding to ball out. And you'd be like, oh, you can't play. What's going on with all these other games? You still got 16 games to what's going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just not in it. I just feel like, I mean, nothing wrong with him. I'm very proud. I'm all about our men having children and being great fathers. But I feel like he just became soft, like super soft. He don't want to get hit. He don't want to run and catch the ball. He'll run past stuff. You be like, sir, and then everybody would be like, he's hurt. Okay, how long you gonna be hurt for? I be sitting there looking at the game, talking about, so where's Kyle at? Kyle,
Speaking of not wanting to get hurt, 29-year-old, what was it? Cincinnati Bengal retired. Oh man.
Wait.
Yeah. Bengals retired. 29-year-old.
Retired.
Yeah, doggone it.
This is when it becomes fun because we all like be trying to figure this out now. All of us
Sam Hubbard. Yeah, Sam Hubbard. He played 7 seasons. Defensive end.
Did he used to play for the Panthers?
No, he did 7 seasons with the Bengals. He from Ohio. He played college ball in Ohio, and he's retiring after 7 seasons. He said,
that man getting married. He said, I have a family that I need to take care of. Like,
listen,
I ain't mad at it.
I'm moving on.
Get your money and go. Don't big up your body and all that other stuff. Go and be a coach, possibly, if that's what you want to do. Find another passion that you probably know that you're going to do it. Enjoy your kids. But yeah, no.
So, he's retiring. They're trying to work out that they put the franchise tag on T. Higgins.
Yep, I saw that.
Jamal Chase his money. Listen. Jamar and Joe Burrows are fantastic, but they can't go nowhere with just them two.
No.
What is the team gonna do with just them two?
They're great together. Like you said, they're a great 1-2 punch, but that 1-2 needed a 3 in there. And that's what T. Higgins comes in, because when he wasn't playing, like when he was hurt and stuff, you could definitely tell the difference. Now, Joe has another receiver to throw to. He's their number 2 receiver. I love it. They need to, I don't know why they, franchise tags is very interesting, because it's almost like them telling you, like, it's like they're saying, like, we want to keep you, but like if somebody decides to, we gonna shop around to a certain extent, but we want to keep you. We gonna put you on layaway in a sense.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, that's how I describe a franchise tag. It's almost like being like we're on layaway. Like, we have this money. We gonna cap you off with this, and we'll see if next season do we really want to actually like for real.
Well,
pay you like what you really owe, possibly.
The Bengals were so good that year in the Super Bowl. They didn't win, but they beat the Chiefs that year. They ain't been no good since.
You know, that was an actually good Super Bowl. Now I think about it.
That was a very good Super Bowl.
Because the Rams and Bengals, that was a good Super Bowl because there wasn't anything to fight. I won't say fight for, but there was no outside politics dictating what should have happened.
Two good football teams.
Yes, and it was a good game too. It's almost like when we start getting to politics, then you start like trying to dictate and stuff. That's when the game becomes noticeably different and not cool.
Yeah, see when that upset coming there that they didn't see coming, when the Bengals beat them Chiefs, they didn't see that coming. They didn't see that coming.
I like those.
But
wait, what just
hold
up. What?
I just saw something.
Joey Bosa just got released from the Chargers.
What?
That's what I just said. It just breaking news. Thanks, Adam Scheffler, because I follow him on my ESPN.
I do. Okay.
He gives me my nice thing. That's why I was like, wait a minute. Yep, Joey Bosa has been released from the Chiefs. I mean, not Chiefs, Chargers.
Wow.
What?
Well, something else I was getting ready to say. Oh, Broncos fire assistant after alleged assault of cop. What?
What y'all doing?
What? The Denver Broncos fired outside linebacker coach Michael Willehort on Wednesday, just over a week after he was arrested for allegedly punching a police officer at Denver International Airport.
Was you just going over there punching people for no reason?
According to court records, was arrested February 23rd for allegedly punching a police officer after he had been told he could not leave his Ford Bronco unattended in a drop-off lane at the airport. According to documents, he told the officer to shut the F up and bumped his chest into the officer. When the officer pushed him, Willard punched the officer in the face, and the officer fell to the ground. The officer used a taser on him, who then drove away. The officer was listed with injuries on his knees, wrist, and jaw. Wow.
Well.
Well. Interesting.
Oh, that's who you were thinking who got cut. It was Gardner Minshew.
Listen, I just read that Kim Martin, that be on ESPN, Get Up and all that, talking about Pittsburgh would be a great spot for Aaron Rodgers.
Why? You have Russell already. I don't understand. That doesn't, whatever.
Aaron's completion percentage was way lower than Russell's. Russell's was lower than Justin's. What? What are we doing?
As people say, the math ain't mathin'.
It ain't mathin'. It just is not.
Speaking of math ain't mathin', so you guys, y'all know I thought it was hilarious last season when Dak Prescott got his nice little $260 million contract, right?
And they already restructured it.
They sure did. They restructured it, and they also gave money to CD Lamb from it.
Duh.
But also,
Good.
I was like, seriously? I was like, but also right after Dak got that signing, he played horribly. And I was like, yeah, that man.
He has not played good since, and then he got hurt.
And then on the sideline talking about some we effing suck. No, sir. You suck. You
All right,
suck.
let's see what else we got on the NFL before we move on. I think that's it.
I think that's it for now. We have
that's all for the NFL.
Besides that, Adam Scheffler just told me that nice little thing of the Chargers. But other than that, that's
what's his name is determined to leave Cleveland. Myles Garrett. He don't care what they say. He ain't trying to stay in Cleveland. He is so fed up with Cleveland. He don't know what to do. Now hold it. The NBA. I said last year, before the playoffs, I said the 76ers would not make it out of round one. I said Joel Embiid needed a therapist and a trainer.
Didn't he get cut or something happened with him? Right?
He is shut down for the year. He has only played like 20-something games, a few games out of all of the games. He's played very few games. Very few. I mean, he said at the beginning they fined them thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands, because he said he wasn't going to play back-to-back games before the season even started. He said, I'm not doing it. Not going to play back-to-back. I'm going to rest myself. Wait a minute. How many games has Joel Embiid played this season? 19 games. He's only played 19 games, child, out of 82. All the millions of dollars. The reigning girl, listen. I said it last year. I knew what I was talking about. He needs to take the whole next year off, get his shape, get a trainer, get a therapist, and get it together. Because he can't. They're not gonna make the playoffs this year. And speaking of not making the playoffs, neither are the Dallas Mavericks, who look really foolish now that they done traded Luka away. Kyrie went down with a torn ACL. Anthony Davis ain't played yet. He down. Lively down. Gafford down. They just need to shut the whole team down, play the reserves, throw in the towel, and try to get some draft picks. Now, there were some pictures that surfaced of Luka with a hookah, and that's what they call the little pipe thing, smoking and drinking. Outside of the incident that I spoke on, there were some other instances where he was caught on camera with the hookah and the drinking and the carrying on and the excessive partying.
Well, he probably said, I ain't playing anyway, so I might as well live my best life.
No. This was before the trade.
Oh.
This led up to the trade. I told y'all he was cutting up behind closed doors. I knew it. And I hadn't even seen the pictures yet. Now the pictures have surfaced. I knew it. But anyway. But him and LeBron, they have slipped into second place, girl, in the Western Conference.
Didn't LeBron just break some type of record recently? Yeah.
Listen, if you play 25 years in a sport and you throw up more threes than anybody else, yeah, you're going to hit 50,000 points. Duh.
Yeah.
The reason I'm not impressed is because the number of games he had to play to pass the 40,000 that Kareem had, and he did it with 3-point shots. Kareem did it all with 2-point shots. With seasons that were a whole lot shorter than the ones they playing now. So you cannot compare
the two
eras. You can't compare the two. You can't. How many twos has he made? Has he made 40,000 points with twos? Count that up.
If not, I don't know.
He hasn't, because his 40,000 included a lot of 3-point shots.
Kareem, so they did twos and threes, not just threes only.
No. When they say LeBron got 50,000 points, most of NFL, but that includes all his points. When Kareem was making his 40,000, 48,000 points, there was no 3-point shot. The 3-point shot didn't come into play until 1986. He made one. His 40-something thousand points includes one 3-point shot. How can you compare his 40-something thousand points to LeBron's, where he got all them 300,000 threes? He shot 3,300 something threes at the point where he crossed the 40,000 point mark.
Okay, NBA history lesson for me, because I don't really know that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that threes just came about in what year?
1986. 85, 86.
So prior to then, what was it? They were just only shooting two. Was there ever
a free throw? And the free throw is one.
But besides that, but it was just only, so even at the top of the arc where people be going to, where now that's a 3, it was, it's always been 2. So why did they make it a 3 then?
Because they started shooting further out, and they added the 3-point. But that came about in 1985, 86. And Kareem shot one in his 48,000 points. And at the time when LeBron passed Kareem, he had already shot 3,300, I think 25 threes at that point.
So what? And LeBron's been in the game now for how many years? You said 25?
20 plus. 20.
Is he now the longest, active?
No, somebody else played just as long. I looked it up. Okay. So, but again, those people did not. A couple of them had 3-point era. They were in the 3-point era, but again, LeBron shoots more than a lot of other people. So, but anyway, but now the Lakers have moved into second place, which is phenomenal.
Let's see what
Luka and LeBron together. Luka looked like he done already lost some weight, so I don't know what LeBron said to him. I don't know if it was part of his contract because they knew that he was in such bad shape. Maybe that was part of his contract he had to work out. But he does look good. The team looks good. OKC looks good. Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns look like crap.
Wait a minute, though. What the Cavaliers are the number 1 team in the East right now?
Yeah.
You guys have been all season. Y'all know I'm not really into basketball. I really pay attention when playoffs happen. So that's why I'm like, huh?
They have been all season. They were undefeated for a long time. They were undefeated for a while. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, they only have 10 losses. So that's
Oh, yeah.
A lot of Hawks every season. They don't know how to. They just always want to play in every year.
Who?
Hawks. That's the only thing I know is the Hawks just always be in there playing. They just want to play. Like, can y'all?
That season that they made the finals or the semifinals or whatever they made, they busted that team up. They didn't give that team a chance. And when they busted that team up, they haven't done good, because when they took John Collins, he was stronger than they knew.
Mm-hmm.
And once they took him, that team was shot. The team ain't looked good since. Okay, so NCAA is coming. They got championship week this week, and then the selection is on the 16th. South Carolina won the coin toss, so they got the number 1 seed. But it's going to be interesting. I watched USC play UCLA, and UCLA have been number 1 pretty much all season. UCLA with Juju Watson, who was projected last year one of the top players, to watch after the Caitlin Clark era. She scored 30 points against UCLA, the number 1 team. They beat UCLA, who was very I think they were undefeated. No, they only lost 1 game. So they've lost 2 games. UCLA has lost 2 games, Texas 2 games, South Carolina has lost 3 games, Notre Dame 4, North Carolina State 5, LSU 4. But when I tell you this is going to be an awesome March Madness, I cannot wait to see what the schedule is going to be. There are some games tomorrow. Boston College plays North Carolina at 11 a.m. Tennessee plays Vanderbilt at 11 a.m. UCF plays Kansas State at 12. Georgia plays Oklahoma at 1:30. Omaha plays South Dakota at 3. Alabama at 8:30, waiting to be determined. Iowa plays Michigan at 9. On Friday, 11 a.m., Florida State waiting for their opponent. USC waiting for their opponent. South Carolina waiting for their opponent. Both of those games are at noon. West Virginia waiting for their opponent. North Carolina waiting for their opponent. So everybody on Friday is the number 1 seed waiting for their opponent. Texas is ranked number 1 right now. USC number 2. Connecticut number 3. USC number 4. South Carolina number 5. Notre Dame number 6. North Carolina State University number 7. TCU number 8. LSU number 9. Ohio State number 10. Now, Florida State University player is leading all players in points. Tanaya Lotson, she's averaging 25.4. Juju Watkins, USC, is second with 24.4. Hildegold from Notre Dame is third, 24.2. Larkins from South Dakota, 24. And Higginbotham from Arkansas, 23.9. Now, rebounds, Morrow of LSU, 14. She's leading everybody by about 2 per game. But I am so excited for this NCAA. Once I get this, I got to get my schedule together. I'm supposed to be shooting on Friday.
Country Wayne.
I should be shooting Friday, so I may not be able to call any of the games Friday during the day, only at night. And the South Carolina plays during the day, 12 o'clock. So we shall see. USA track and field. I looked up the indoor championships. They were in February, the first part of February.
Oh.
I couldn't really see any big names in there. The only big name I saw in there was Marseille Russell, the young lady from Maryland, Bowie. She won the hurdles. And Grant Holloway from Chesapeake, Virginia, he won the 60-meter hurdles again. He has not lost them hurdles in I don't know how many years. I think it said 10. He has not lost a race in 10 years. Yeah. But and the USA Championships is going to be in April, I think I saw. So I get some more information on that. Spring baseball is going on right now. One last thing with the NBA before I move out of there, before we get out of here.
No, we got 2 more sports to talk about.
Yeah, we got a few more weeks left, but the Cleveland Cleveland Cavaliers have already clinched a playoff berth. As Master T said, they've only lost 10 games. Boston is second. New York Knicks are third. Milwaukee Bucks are fourth. Pacers are fifth. And the Detroit Pistons, who we used to laugh at, are sixth. In the West, OKC is first. The Lakers are second. Denver Nuggets are third. Memphis Grizzlies are fourth. Houston Rockets are 5, and Golden State Warriors are 6. So that's that. Now, what else you got, Master T?
Okay, so when you said the track, it made me think, because I do look at gymnastics news a lot and stuff.
Yes.
And they just have a thing where Jade, Carrie, and Jordan Childs are about to get their own Barbies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They're really, so recently I've been seeing that Barbies have been coming back out, like, very heavily. Like, maybe was it the beginning of last month or was it in January? They released an Aaliyah doll. That doll went so fast, like within, I think they said the moment that it went on sale on Target, it was already sold out within minutes and stuff. I even tried to see if I could buy one. I mean, just because, but it was sold out. You couldn't get it. So, and they've been coming out with a lot of different special edition ones. I'm trying to figure out why, because I don't know why Barbie is now. I mean, even after the movie,
because of that movie, girl.
Well, yeah, but they didn't. But it still wasn't being pushed as much. But then the movie was like out like 2 years ago. So,
but it took time to get the dolls. It takes time.
I guess so. But
they didn't know the movie was going. They didn't think people was gonna hop on that movie like that.
I mean, it's Barbie. Come on now. I had Barbies when I was a kid. You probably had Barbies when you was a kid. You probably had the first Barbie. I'm sorry. I mean, it's probably worth millions now. So I mean,
girl, if I had held on to that darn doll, I should have held on to that Chrissy doll. Chrissy was the first black doll that you could pull the hair and the ponytail would grow.
Oh, I remember that doll. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yes, they're about to get their own first one-of-a-kind dolls. Also, Jordan, if nobody's been paying attention, she released her own book and stuff. So yeah, I did see that. But really, what I cared about was tennis news, because y'all know I've been.
Come on with it.
So. In tennis news, my favorite person of all time, greatest of all time tennis player, Serena Williams, is now part owner of the WNBA team. It's the Toronto team. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was yes.
Yay!
Yes. My girl be making money. Yes. I love me some Serena. That's my girl right there. But yes, she is now part owner of the I just saw it. Toronto Tempo.
Okay.
Yeah, so she does that. And you already know her and Venus are part owners of the, they already have a little slice of the pie in the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
So yeah, so now she's done that. And speaking of my girl Venus.
Okay.
We was talking about this when I was at the racetrack and I was working NASCAR last week, or was it last week? It was last week. Dang, went by fast. That so I was reading about how Indian Wells is coming up, and they had originally they have a certain amount of people that they will just give their like a card to, like a wild card spot to. And there was a lot of controversy that, there was a lot of half and half controversy of them extending one to Venus and stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which I was kind of like, why are you doing this? Like, Venus has, number one, paid her dues and stuff like that. If she wants to keep playing, let her keep playing. And especially with her condition that she has, like, she knows what she can't take and stuff. But I was very disappointed. I was kind of sad to see that she also declined the invitation to afterwards. But I don't know if it was a combination of, I don't know if it was because of the chatter, maybe something else, or also that I just,
she's just old. She's just old.
I was about to say maybe and they think that she's engaged. So
okay.
I don't know. I was like Naomi Osaka, who was super excited for her, and I was just like, yay. But I did read people's comments. Some people were like, yo, Venus has paid her dues. Like, it shouldn't, certain people, you just be like, hey. But some people were saying that she needs to retire and move over, and she's basically taking the spot of somebody else that's great, that could be great. I'm kind of like yes and no, but at the same time, it's like if she can still go out there and do it, and she gonna perform and help herself, then do it. Venus has been an inspiration for a lot of younger athletes, so why
Yes.
not? So if they want to come out there and do it, then let her. I mean, I can't say I started playing tennis because of them. I actually started playing while they were like
Okay.
started playing tennis is when they were actually starting to come on the scene. And I'll be honest, hated watching tennis when I started off. Remember, my tennis coach used to tell me to go and like watch their games. Go watch
Okay.
Serena. The Williams sisters are coming out there. I used to be like, I don't care. I don't even want to watch tennis. Like, I just
Wow.
only enjoyed playing the game. It wasn't until I got older that I was like, oh, like, dang, I was really watching them as they were starting. Didn't really care. Like I said, I started playing when I was 8. So literally watching these women doing it, and I really didn't. I didn't know the significance, nor did I care.
Okay.
Same thing with like Tiger Woods, like watching him. I don't care nothing about golf, and people watching him over there breaking barriers and stuff, and I'm like, whatever. But
Um, anything else with tennis?
nope, that's it. I was just excited for that part when they said that she was that she's like the newest part owner of the Toronto Tempo, and I was like, yes, gotta
Yeah.
say it. So
Oh, Diana Taurasi retired from the WNBA. Leading scorer, all-time leading scorer, WNBA. She retired. I think it was last week or the beginning of this week or something. But she retired. It she was a phenomenal player. My daughter made a point. Pinachera was a better point guard, but Pinachera was always overshadowed by Diana Taurasi, so she just kind of faded away. But to watch Pinachera play was more exciting than it was to watch Diana Taurasi. Because I've been following them since 94, 95. So that's a long time that we watching them play basketball. But she retired. I was going to say something else. I forgot.
And for our
the NBA All Star. Oh my God!
you watched something else?
They said the viewership was terrible.
Oh, I remember we talked about that. You said it was.
I did
like
horrible. Okay, I wanted to make sure horrible. Okay,
we did.
Okay, good. Okay.
Baseball spring training for our baseball fans out there. Spring training is going on right now.
The new rule, the Yankees, the new rule. You can have facial hair.
They didn't have it at first. You couldn't have it.
Facial hair.
Really? Huh. Don't really know what the cost for baseball is because it doesn't really have any significance. But okay. Well,
yeah, they can have facial hair.
Let's see if
they can have facial hair. That's a big deal for them.
I guess so. Also, for our NASCAR fans out there, since your girl knows a little bit, just a little tiny bit, just because I got to be up there in the races and stuff. What's this week? I think last week was they were in, I think this week is Phoenix. They'll be in Phoenix for the Cup Series. I think so. I think it's Phoenix this week. I know last week it was, dang, where were they at? Dallas? They were somewhere in Texas. I do remember that. So that's it. That's all I know.
Okay, that's all we got. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. It's been fun.
Power Hour.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not going into nothing else. I'll talk next week a little bit more. I'm gonna watch a little bit more NBA since I got a few days off, and see what I can see as far as these teams are concerned before I start talking a little bit more. I gotta wait and see, go back and watch a couple of games. But we thank y'all so much for watching Sports Chat with Nat weekly live. We trying to do it on Thursday, but we try to work with Master T's schedule while she's saving lives and while I'm trying to be a movie star. So we try to get it in there.
She over here being glamorous. If you guys haven't seen her already, our future Oscar star.
Listen.
You had it very lovely.
Listen. We are on deck the players on deck for St. Louis, possibly St. Louis, Denver, Detroit, and Atlanta.
Wait, the one Love Gonna Make Me Wait. They gonna redo it again here?
They're negotiating, trying to get it straight, but we've been invited 4 locations: St. Louis, Denver, Detroit, and Atlanta. So
wow. So you guys, I saw it. It was great. It was hilarious. It was, yes. So if it does come back here, or whether it
y'all must come and see it.
If you see her in another city, like wherever it is, go and see it. It was
see it.
I'll go watch it again because it was funny.
Yes. So thank you so much. We will keep you posted. Thank y'all so much for watching. This is Sports Chat with Nat. We appreciate y'all. See y'all next time.
Bye, guys. I was trying to do a heart. It didn't work.